use this law firm. Spar and Bernstein is the best, worldwide best.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All of us are done through Mr. Bernstein. It started from my mom right up to the siblings. So we are so grateful for Mr. Bernstein. The ins and outs takes us almost 3 years.
And now you're with your children?
Yes, I'm with them.
How does it feel to be with your kids now?
Oh, it's joyful, joyful. So I'm heading on to the next phase now. Thank you, Mr. Bernstein.
Okay. Tonight, I'd like to address Squeeze's absence and give you the explanation that you deserve. Squeeze has taken a few days off from our show, as many of you have seen and noticed who watch on a regular basis. He wanted to take some time off to determine whether or not he is able to devote his full time and energy to our show, as well as his 8 hours daily on this radio show, as well as his business interests both in the United States and in Jamaica. Unfortunately for us, he is not able to do it all. He is only human. And unfortunately for us here on our show, we will no longer be with Squeeze, but he is still our very good friend. He is still our very good family member here on our show. Of course, I will, in my personal life, still be very good friends with him. And of course, I will always recommend Squeeze, as well as his companies, USA Credit Repair, BioLife Inc., Club Fiction Fantasy in Jamaica, as well as all of Squeeze's other business interests. I can tell you that myself, everybody in this law firm, everybody who is associated with this show will miss him. It will not be the same. On behalf of everybody on our show, I also wanted to take a moment to thank everybody for their loyal support, both today, yesterday, and the weeks and years in the past. You have seen us evolve and improve step by step, day by day, week by week, month by month. I want to thank everybody for their dedication and love. I want to thank everybody who is part of my extended family every night for 2 hours on Facebook and YouTube. And I want to thank everybody for all of your continued support for not only the Brad Show, but also the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, and as well as for me personally, Brad Bernstein. Thank you all. I love you. And now let's get the show going.
Well, Spar and Bernstein has been nothing but great to me throughout my trials. I mean, it's 5 years into this car accident, and They never gave up on me, never. And in everything, they fought for me. And I am so proud to tell everyone, don't even wink for a moment. You, Spar and Bernstein. My lawyer here, Mr. Barack, has been a cage animal. He wanted to go on trial, but thank God we settled out of court, and it was something that I'm very, very happy about. So everyone, I'm telling you, I'm not just making stories up. You have to use this law firm. Spar and Bernstein is the best, worldwide best.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All of us are done through Mr. Bernstein. It started from a mom right up to the siblings. So we are so grateful for Mr. Bernstein. The ins and outs takes us almost 3 years.
And now you're with your children?
Yes, I'm with them.
How does it feel to be with your kids now?
Oh, it's joyful, joyful. So I'm heading on to the next phase now. Thank you, Mr. Bernstein.
Okay.
Muchas gracias por todo, abogadas, aquí por un sueño hecho realidad. A los 24 años de adquirir algo que me esperé tanto tiempo. Gracias a la abogada Marina, aquí es su patrón. Muchísimas gracias. Y les recomiendo que esta es realidad, un sueño que se me cumplió y estoy muy feliz y muy feliz. Gracias.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is an attorney advertisement.
The outcome of your divorce can affect you for the rest of your life. If you don't have the right attorney, you could literally be paid through the nose forever.
That's right, Brad. For example, did you know that half the money you put into your retirement during your marriage is up for grabs in your divorce? So a disagreement as to when your marriage exactly ended could cost you thousands of dollars from your hard-earned retirement fund. And let's say you bought a house together. Factors like who's paying the bills, who paid the down payment, and whether you're receiving rental income can all affect your settlement in huge ways.
If you're having family law issues, if you're having matrimonial issues, you need attorneys who are going to fight hard for you. Call the matrimonial department, the family law department here at the law offices of Spar and Bernstein.
This is an attorney advertisement. Prior results do not guarantee similar outcomes.
What is your American dream?
My family is from Ecuador and I am from Chicago. My American dream is to be able to pay back my parents for everything they did for me.
I'm from France and my American dream is to help every day the homeless. Merci à vous.
I am from Tunisia. My American dream is to see love and peace.
I was born in North Carolina, Rocky Mountain. My dream is to have peace, and that's it.
My parents are Guyanese, so I'm first generation American. My American dream is that we all get the same treatment, same laws, same education as everyone. That will be my American dream.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Tonight, I'd like to address Squeeze's absence and give you the explanation that you deserve. Squeeze has taken a few days off from our show, as many of you have seen and noticed who watch on a regular basis. He wanted to take some time off to determine whether or not he is able to devote his full time and energy to our show, as well as his 8 hours daily on this radio show, as well as his business interests both in the United States and in Jamaica. Unfortunately for us, he is not able to do it all. He is only human. And unfortunately for us here on our show, we will no longer be with Squeeze, but he is still our very good friend. He is still our very good family member here on our show. Of course, I will, in my personal life, still be very good friends with him. And of course, I will always recommend Squeeze, as well as his companies, USA Credit Repair, BioLife Inc., Club Fiction Fantasy in Jamaica, as well as all of Squeeze's other business interests. I can tell you that myself, everybody in this law firm, everybody who is associated with this show, We'll miss him. It will not be the same. On behalf of everybody on our show, I also wanted to take a moment to thank everybody for their loyal support, both today, yesterday, and the weeks and years in the past. You have seen us evolve and improve step by step, day by day, week by week, month by month. I want to thank everybody for their dedication and love. I want to thank everybody who is part of my extended family every night for 2 hours on Facebook and YouTube. And I want to thank everybody for all of your continued support for not only the Brad Show, but also the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, and as well as for me personally, Brad Bernstein. Thank you all. I love you. And now let's get the show going.
Such a beautiful day here in New York City. I came out to the park to play with my friends, the squirrels. I guess maybe I was wrong about winter being long. Well, what do you expect? I'm just a groundhog. So, did you miss yesterday's episode of the Brad and Squeeze Show? If you did, I'll tell you what you missed. Juliette Huddy, former Fox News anchor, came on as our first in-studio guest to discuss Fox News and how immigrants and people of color are portrayed with Brad. Then Miami field reporter Anna Ascona interviewed Jessica Flores, music and entertainment partnerships manager for Musical.ly. Jessica discussed being a first-generation Latina immigrant and living her American dream. And in case you missed it, Paul Hirsch mistook me for a sloth. What? What? This is a sloth! I'm not a sloth! You got me confused with a sloth? What's that about? Anyway, let's enjoy today's show. Whee! Whee! Play with me, Mr. Squirrel! Squirrel, come back! Come back, please play with me! Ugh! Squirrels are so Whee!
Hey! I'm like, how long is this groundhog going for here? Well, welcome everybody again. It is Thursday, February 15th. I hope everybody had a nice Valentine's Day. It was actually a very sad Valentine's Day for, families of children and teachers who were fatally killed, injured, and emotionally traumatized by what happened down in Broward County. Our hearts go out to everybody. It happened shortly before we went on the air yesterday. It unfortunately happens time and time again. Apparently, another shooter, I'm looking for his name, I forgot his name, Nicholas Cruz, thank you very much. He went into the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. There's a picture of him. It's about an hour's northwest of Miami. And as of last night, he went on a killing spree, a purposeful killing spree. He turned on the alarms. He knew where people were going to be. He used to be part of that school. And he planned it to get the most carnage. Unfortunately, 17 people were killed. 14 are still severely injured and hospitalized as we speak. Our hearts go out to the families of those who were killed. I was reading some of the profiles of the children who got killed, children who won scholarships for swimming to university, children who were, by all accounts, the nicest, sweetest, most loving children, had everything going for them, had an entire life taken away from them. Teachers who jumped in front of students, the football coach, another teacher, I forgot his name, also 2 different teachers I read about. One was a football coach who jumped in front of students to protect students from bullets, and they unfortunately lost their lives. One of the teachers just had a newborn child and leaves a wife and newborn child fatherless and and widowed. Police reports are saying that this guy, Nicholas Cruz, was kicked out of school. His mother had recently died of the flu. He was mentally challenged. Apparently had autism, and was making YouTube videos and certainly Instagram posts, posing with guns and posing with different sorts of ammunitions. And unfortunately, this gun was legally purchased. It was locked in a safe where it was supposed to be. He was 19 years old. He was not a child. He is considered an adult and was able to purchase this gun. And then he went to the school where he was kicked out of and started shooting and killing. It was an AR-15 assault rifle, the rifle that was legally bought, a rifle that we were talking about earlier in the day in our Brad Show production room. What is the purpose of this gun? Why is this even legal? Who needs to be able to shoot off 20, 30, 40, 50 rounds in a minute? How is this protecting anybody? How is this being used for sport to kill, if you want to go hunting? The only usage that I see that this gun is good for is to kill other people. Yet it was legal. It was legal for this person to buy. Donald Trump made a statement today. He didn't discuss the availability of guns. He discussed mental health. This boy had mental health issues, which he probably did. But that didn't stop him from getting a gun. Donald Trump said, well, he got kicked out of school. Maybe he should have been reported. He was. He was reported to the FBI for saying on social media that he wanted to be a professional shooter. What is the FBI supposed to do? Every kid who gets kicked out of school, we have to have surveillance on? Every person that somebody calls in and says, this guy's a nut job, go watch him? Or are we going to do something here in the United States of America to have less guns? It's very interesting if you think about it. It's very interesting if you think about it that the places where there are school shootings are being done by people who have access to legal guns. I'm not aware of a school shooting here in the New York City area because guns are illegal for the most part. It's almost impossible to have a gun permit here in New York City. But in Florida, in Vegas, up in Connecticut, you have access to guns. These are the victims of Sandy Hook. And you have access to guns because I can tell you that these young adults, these kids, would not know where to find a gun unless it was legally purchased and in their home. So I don't know what we can do as a country. I think, unfortunately, it's a sad event and it's going to continue to be a sad event. I think people are going to say, oh my God, they're going to be shocked, and then life's going to go back to normal, and nothing is going to change, unfortunately, here in America. Yet Donald Trump is going to say the reason we're unsafe is because we don't have a wall between Mexico and the southern border of the United States. I would say we've had more killings in probably months, more school shootings, more mass shootings by American citizens who purchase guns legally than all the terrorism that occurred in the United States since 2001. I would say we have more mass killings in the United States on a yearly basis than we have illegal immigrants running across the border and killing somebody. The statistics prove it. And that's our graphic, which I can't particularly read without my glasses, but whoever can read it, there it is. All right, 1-800-529-5465. The other thing happening, folks, I got to wake up a little bit. The other thing happening, it's just sad when I think about it, and it's just a really sad situation. So I kind of get emotional about it. You know what? We can watch CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and you can watch about guns and what happened. The other thing that happened in the world today is that they are debating immigration on Capitol Hill, and just as I predicted, nothing is going to happen. Donald Trump came out and he said he has these 4 pillars. He came up with some nonsense pillars. The pillars being that he wants DACA, a wall paid by America, not Mexico, the end of family immigration, and the end of the visa lottery. There was a bipartisan consensus in the Senate to pass a bill to fund $25 billion for his stupid wall that Mexico will not pay for, in return for the dreamers to be able to get a green card over a 12-year period, and be able to become a citizen over a 12-year period, but never be able to file for their parents. That seems like a reasonable deal. Yet, Trump said he would veto that deal. And because he said he would veto that deal, senators were not willing to stand up and vote for something that ultimately will be vetoed. So what do we get, folks? What we're going to get is the end of the DREAM Act unless something miraculous happens overnight and into tomorrow morning. That's going to end. We're going to have dreamers who become illegal, undocumented aliens, perpetuating the problem of undocumented aliens in America working illegally. We're going to have the same immigration laws that are unfair on multiple levels. It's unfair to the immigrants, it's unfair to Americans, it's unfair all over the place. People who are waiting 10, 15 years to be reunited with their family. People who are getting deported for small events that happened 30 years ago. We're going to get that still. And we're going to get a deportation force that's going to come and knock on people's doors and arrest them and pick them up. We are going to get more divided in America. More angry on one side, more less hopeful on the other side. We're going to have a lot more Ku Klux Klan people, racism, people who are dividing each other up instead of coming together as a homogenous group. That, unfortunately, folks, is what we're going to get. We have a little sliver here on the Brad Show here at Spar and Bernstein. We have a little sliver here that in this our little sliver of the world, we have a little more harmony. We have people watching from all walks of life, from all corners of the world, coming together, commenting, making friendships that they would never have ever had. And here at the Brad Show, I'm not used to saying the Brad Show yet. I got to get used to it. The Brad Show. The Brad Show. We're going to try to help as many people as we can. So give us a call right now. We have 2 people on hold, Rashida and Trevor. We're going to get to them right now. Call right now, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Not a particularly funny mood this morning or this afternoon or this evening, actually. But we're going to try to help as many people as we can. 1-800-529-5465. The other thing is to please share. Sharing is caring. So please share right now. Please put this feed on everybody's timeline that you know. And this is how you do it. We have a new graphic for the feed. Look, we have little circles that go around what to do. We added the little circles just in case people were blind like me and I couldn't see what we were supposed to press. So please share. Share this with your friends and family. The telephone number to call right now to get on our show, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Rashida in the Bronx. Rashida.
Hello?
Hello, Rashida.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
Yes. Actually, yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I'm calling to ask whether I can file for a fiancé visa. I have a green card.
You cannot file for a fiancé visa as a green card holder. How long have you had a green card?
For 5 years now.
Okay. So where's your fiancé?
He lives in Ghana.
He lives in Ghana. Are you planning on visiting Ghana anytime soon?
Yes, I'm going in June.
All right, so this is what you do. Have you applied for your citizenship?
I'm about to.
Okay. Apply for your citizenship. Go on your trip to Ghana. Get married to the man in June, even before you become a citizen. File the I-130. What are you doing, Subway?
No, I'm in school right now.
Oh, okay. File the I-130 visa petition, even as a resident, even if your citizenship is pending. Once you become a citizen, you'll upgrade it, and he should be here by, if you follow what I tell you to do, he should be here by summer of 2019.
Okay.
All right? But you can't do it as a green card holder.
Okay, so can I come to your office or more consultation?
Yes, you can. That's what we do here. We help people. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right, 1-800-529-5465. Call now. I want to try to answer as many immigration questions as I can today. 1-800-529-5465. I'll make this promise to you. And the promise is, every person who calls, I will, if they stay on hold, I will answer your immigration question. Every person who leaves a question on Facebook or YouTube today, I will not leave the show if I got to keep Jill and Muta and Brittany and Kim and Patrice here till midnight. We're going to answer all your immigration questions. 1-800-529-5465. And even Sam the Groundhog will stay till midnight as well. Let's go to Trevor in the Bronx. Trevor.
Hey, brother, what's happening?
Hey, what's happening?
Good. My question is, my wife, who I'm just married to recently, her sister had filed for her before. How do she upgrade? How do we upgrade to marital status now?
What do you mean the sister? So the sister filed an F4 petition.
That's right.
When did the sister file?
A couple of months ago.
Okay, and then she subsequently got married?
That's right.
Okay, so there's nothing to up. She married to a citizen, or she just married another guy who needs a green card too?
No, she married to a citizen.
Okay, so you're going to absolutely forget what the sister did. And the guy who she married is going to file an adjustment. Is she here in the United States?
Yes, she's here in the United
and
States.
she came on a legal visa?
That's right.
Okay, you're going to forget what the sister did. You're going to file an adjustment application right here. One of the questions on the I-130 visa petition, the only thing you have to do is one of the questions on the I-130 visa petition is, have you been filed for before? And you tell the truth. Yes, my sister filed for me, and you give the case number, and that's it. And they'll combine the cases once the adjustment's filed.
Okay. And there's a fee for that also?
Of course. You got to pay $1,765 for a new I-130 and an adjustment. That also covers your fingerprints, your work permit, your advanced parole, and ultimately getting your green card.
I get you. Thank you so much.
All right. Best of luck. Hold on if you need help. 1-800-529-5465. We're going to get to Belgium, Kim, in a few minutes. We'll see who has questions on Facebook, who has questions on YouTube. But right now, we're going to go to Janice in Hartford, Connecticut. Janice.
Hi, Brad.
Hey,
how are you?
Good. What's going on?
I'm good. I have a question here. My girlfriend, she filed for her son. He was in Jamaica years ago. It's around 7 years. And he passed away. But his daughter was on the filing. Would his daughter still be able to...
Who filed for who again now?
His mother.
His mother filed for... Okay, so a mom filed for his son, and the daughter was the granddaughter. And who passed away?
The guy. He was killed in Jamaica right before his filing come through.
Okay, and the daughter's where?
She's still in Jamaica.
She's still in Jamaica. How old is she?
She's a baby.
How old is she?
She's around 9 now.
She's 9 now. Where's the mother of this child?
The mother of this child lives in Jamaica.
Are they living together or are they living apart?
If who lives together, the baby and the mother?
The baby and the mom.
No, the baby lives with the grandmother's mother, which is her great-grandmother.
Okay, so this is what has to happen. The mom, I assume, is a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
Okay, which is now the grandmother. Okay, and first of all, my condolences. All right, so this 9-year-old kid is basically an orphan. Okay, the father, the biological father, is dead. The biological mother has basically handed off the child to someone else because she's incapable or unable or financially not stable, taking care of her. So for all intents and purposes, there's no mom, there's no dad. Okay, so what needs to happen is we got to bring this child up as an orphan. That's how we're going to get this child here. And the way you do it is you have to attack it on 2 different roads at the same exact time. On one road, you're going to be, where does the grandma live? Here in New York? In Hartford, Connecticut?
In Hartford, yeah.
Okay, so on one road, and by the way, we have an office in Hartford, Connecticut on Congress Street.
Yeah, I know.
So you can go right to Marina there, and she's going to do this for you. So on one road, we're going to go into the state court in Connecticut, and we are going to do what's called a pre-adoption. And the pre-adoption is basically you're going to a judge and you're asking for a judge and say, listen, we went to the social worker came and checked out my home. We got totally interviewed by the social worker. I did my fingerprints. We sent them through police. I have a clean record. And here's all my other documents. And I am a good mom. And this child doesn't have parents. And when this child comes up, will you sign an adoption certificate? So basically, you're presenting the whole case to the judge without a child being here. And the judge, it's called a pre-adoption, and the judge will say, yes, I will sign the adoption certificate once there is a child in the state of Connecticut. Now, at that same time that you're doing that, you are going to, in Jamaica, there's still a mom who's alive, okay? So you have to ask the Jamaican child authorities down there to strip the mother of her parental rights because the mother has abandoned the child. She gave the child up to somebody else. And the Jamaican authorities will go into court, strip the mother of her parental rights, and now the child is legally orphaned. The father's dead and has no mother. That is going on at the same time. And by the way, we help you with all of this here at Spar and Bernstein. Okay? Once you now have an orphan and you have a judge in Connecticut who says they'll do the adoption, you now file the immigration papers. And you say, I want to bring this orphan up to the United States to do an adoption, and then the child comes up. The whole process takes approximately 1 year start to finish, and then the child gets her green card and then ultimately becomes a citizen. I will say this. The one mistake people make all the time is that they go to Jamaica and do the adoption. And when they go to Jamaica and do the adoption, they always ask the one biological parent, they go find this biological parent, say, sign off on the adoption decree. And as soon as a biological parent signs off on an adoption decree, guess what? Child's not an orphan. Because the parent didn't have their rights stripped under the law. They gave the child up and signed it. Not an orphan. And then you can't bring the child up.
Right, so it's best to do it here.
It's the only way to do it. Not best, the only way. All right, so hold on, but we can help, okay? Hold on. All right, 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Guess what? I'm here to help you. Can't help you if you don't call. Unless you want to leave a question and then Belgium Kim will ask it. So one or the other. Leave the question or call. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Raul in Queens. Raul.
Yes, good afternoon. Quick question.
Yeah.
I came in to New York, to United States, 1991.
Right.
I'm here for 27 years. But when I try to cross the border, the immigration is catching, and I paid the fine.
What do you mean you paid a fine? They caught you where you crossed the border from Mexico?
Yes.
So what kind of fine did you pay?
Because I supposed the fine because you're not supposed to give me, say leaving, and I'm supposed to go to the court, but I never got to the court.
Okay, all right. So you didn't pay a fine. What they did is they gave you bail. You paid a bail to get released from jail. And they said, okay, pay this $1,000 or $2,000, whatever it is. You have a court date on, whatever date, September 1st, 1991. Pay $2,000. You're gonna, if you don't show up, we keep the $2,000. If you show up, we'll give you back the $2,000. So you paid the $2,000 and you never showed up, or whatever the bail money was. What happened?
That's right. But now I have my son is in the Marines Corps.
Great.
And I hear it's something to do with me, because some new policies for the parole in place for the people.
Correct. If your son who is a U.S. citizen is in the Marines, you can get parole in place, which gives you a legal entry into America. The million-dollar question, which I don't know the answer to, and the only way we can figure it out is to get your immigration records, is what position are you in? Meaning, did immigration, when they caught you, say, and I don't care what you tell me, it would be malpractice not to find this out in the documentation and accept what you tell me as this is what happened. Did immigration literally catch you on the border and mark you as what's called inadmissible? And then you did not appear at what's called an inadmissibility hearing, because that's what they called it back then. There was no such thing as removal. It was inadmissible, exclusion, actually. This is 1991. I'm even using the wrong words. 1991, it was called exclusion. So you were either in exclusion or you're in deportation. None of those exist anymore. It's always removal or inadmissibility now. So you may have been in exclusion, and if you're in exclusion, then you are still eligible to adjust your status here. You don't have to go back to the judge. If they said you entered the United States, and after entering the United States, we now want to deport you, and you didn't show up to a deportation hearing, then you have to reopen your deportation hearing. I don't know what position you're in. Either way, we can certainly try to help you, okay? But the first step, Raul, is to get your immigration records so we find out what happened in 1991, and then we take it from there, okay?
But the question is, can do that something for me, or is it impossible? Because what happened when they have a deportation order?
Okay, what was I just saying? Let me say it again. Let me say it again. I got to get your records. I understand you didn't go to the judge. I don't know if you were excluded, meaning that they caught you at the border, or you were deported. And if you were deported, that means you crossed the border, you came into America, you were here, and now they're trying to get you out. Those are two different positions you're in. There's no way to know until we get the records. Once we get the records, I can then do a parole in place and either reopen your deportation, or if it's actually exclusion, you don't even have to go back to the judge. Yes, we can help you. Hold on one second. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Let's see what's going on here on Facebook. We got a lot of comments here. Let's see what the most recent is. Cordella's just saying hi to Denisha. They made friends. Barbara's saying hi to Wendy. They made friends. Tamika is also saying hi to Barbara. They made friends. Radhika is asking Tamika questions. Vikisha Taylor is saying hi to Tamika. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Does anybody listen to me? They have their own show on Facebook. They're doing their own thing. 1-800-529-5465. Indy in Williamstown, Massachusetts. Indy.
Hi, how are you doing?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have a question. I came in U.S. 2010 from across the border from Texas. Then I have a girlfriend. I didn't get caught. I crossed the border. I came in U.S., but I was living illegally. Then after 2013, I was arguing with my girlfriend. I get domestic violence for 1 year. I did time 1 year. Then they put hold on me. Then they get immigration get me.
Where are you from?
Then immigration get me.
Where are you from originally?
My nationality, I'm Indian.
You're Indian. And you came across the border. How'd you get to Canada?
No, I came from Texas.
Oh, you came from Texas. How'd you get from Mexico you got into Mexico first and crossed over into Texas?
Yeah.
Okay. And all right, so you entered without inspection. What year was this?
2010.
2010. You have a conviction for domestic violence.
Yeah, when I have a domestic violence conviction, I was doing my time 1 year. They give me county year, then immigration put hold on me. Then immigration get me, then they give me a bond, $10,000. Then I pay bond to immigration judge, then I get out. I have a son with the same girl. I have a case in domestic violence. I have a kid with my son. I have a son with her. My son is 5 years old. And I pay child support for my son still right now. But now I don't have any status or anything. But
I have huge problems. You've done nothing right since you've been in America, based on what you're telling me. I'm just being frank with you. You entered without inspection. I'm being a voice of honesty here. You entered without inspection.
Yeah.
You have a child, and you're doing the right thing by paying child support, but you also went to jail for domestic violence, which they take very seriously here in the United States. I don't know if you heard of, the Me Too movement, domestic violence, even though that's sexual abuse, but it's all in the same area.
Right, we're arguing and there's somebody called cops,
And then you paid a $10,000 bond that didn't show up to court.
No, I did show up in a court.
happened?
I always show up in a court.
And what happened?
There's nothing happened. They keep adjourning the court date.
Why?
No, in 3 months I have a court date, and I'm in a removal proceeding. I don't know. I didn't put no solemn. I didn't put any U visa. I didn't put any case. I don't know what to do.
I don't know
what option I have. If I married somebody, if I married somebody.
Even if you married somebody, you entered without inspection, and obviously when you marry somebody, and listen, I'm here to help everybody, no matter, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, okay? So you call this show, I want to help you. Even though I've been telling you did everything wrong up to this point.
No, thank you.
I still want to help you, okay? So, let's assume you marry somebody. When you get married to a U.S. citizen in removal proceedings, the presumption is you got married. This is what the law says, okay? This is not what I say. This is what the law says. The presumption is that you got married to avoid deportation. Okay.
Right.
Now, let's say you entered without inspection. You have to get the I-130 approved, prove that it is a real bona fide marriage. Okay. And now you still entered without inspection. The best that you would get at that point would be to terminate your proceedings to allow you to file for a provisional waiver to go home and come back, assuming you don't have a problem with the domestic violence thing. Okay. Now, if you marry somebody who's in the military or former military, you get that parole in place like that guy Raul just called about his son who was in the military. Then that's a different story. But I don't know, who are you in love with if you're in love with anybody?
I do have a girlfriend. I'm going to marry with somebody. I do have a girlfriend, but I'm planning to marry.
Okay.
But I don't know what should I do. What option I have, and I'm going to come to you guys' office and I find out what should I do,
I think you need to come to my office, and I will tell you that if you marry somebody and it's a bona fide marriage, obviously you're in a much better position than going to court with nothing. I could also tell you that as much as I will help you on this show, you have so many issues that there's no way that we will solve it on the show. You got to come in for a consultation.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on. That's what you need. Let's go to Stacy in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Stacy.
Hi, Bernstein.
Hi, how are you?
Mr. Bernstein. I'm okay. I just have a question to ask. I came here legally on a visa. But the reason why I'm here, domestic affair in Jamaica with my husband, he threatened to kill me, so I had to leave and leave my kids behind and everything.
So who are your kids with?
The oldest one is 18, so he's actually overseeing the other two.
Okay. And your husband is where?
He's in Jamaica too.
And he's not taking care of
But
these
he's not
kids?
with them. No, he's not.
So he threatened to kill you. You come here. The children are basically taking care of themselves. How long have you been here in the United States?
I've been here 3 years now, but the thing is that I'm with my mother. She's an American citizen, but she had a stroke, so I'm basically her caregiver right now. But
how did she? I don't mean to interrupt, and I'm sorry that your mom has a stroke. She's an American citizen. I assume she was also born in Jamaica. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how did she originally get her green card?
She was married
to a citizen.
To another.
To a citizen or a resident?
A citizen.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 44.
All right, and this marriage happened when? 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago?
6 years ago,
Okay,
but I'm actually in the process of getting divorced. It's almost final.
Okay, great. All right, so your question is what now?
So my question is, I'm here as a refugee, so I've gotten my work permit and stuff.
You're here as a refugee?
Yes, they have
not as a refugee. You filed for political asylum.
I don't know. Yes, I don't know what it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you did. You filed for political asylum. Those cases are backed up 2, 3, 4 years. But I will say this to you also. Okay, you're on borrowed time here, because escaping a husband in Jamaica who threatened your life is not generally a basis for asylum that's going to get approved. Okay, because you could be resettled in other areas of Jamaica. That's what they're going to say. Okay, there are safe places. All right. So you're on borrowed time. So what are you going to do when you get divorced?
I'm actually involved with someone. I'm thinking of getting married.
Now, if you're involved and it's love, I would strongly urge you that's what you do.
Okay.
Strongly urge you. And then what we would do is withdraw the asylum case because we know, I'm telling you, I know this stuff. That asylum case is not going to get approved. You're going to end up in deportation. And and we withdraw the asylum. You file the adjustment. Your husband could only file for the children who are under the age of 18 at the time of the marriage. So the oldest one's not going to be included.
Okay, because he's 18 now.
Yeah, yes, the oldest one, we're going to have to figure out another way. But hold on one second, but we'll help you, okay? Hold on. Even from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we're going to help you. All right, let's go to Janice in Hart. Didn't we speak to Janice already? Or Janice is back?
Yes, Brad.
You're back?
Yes, Brad.
I'm like,
yes,
Janice,
I'm back.
I remember Janice from Hartford about the adoption. What's going on?
Yes, Brad, I forgot to ask you a question. I'm a citizen. I have a daughter in Jamaica.
Right.
And she is 30 years old. How long will a filing like that take?
If she's single, 7 years.
7? Wow,
yeah, and
that's
do
too
it now
long.
because they want to get rid of you filing for your daughter, and you're a U.S. citizen. So do it now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, do it now.
All right, Brad, thank you.
Hold on again. Janice in Hartford. She'll be calling back in 5 minutes with her third question. But in the meantime, we've got Mustafa in Livingston, New Jersey. Mustafa.
Mr. How are you?
How are you? What's up?
Very good, thanks. Okay, I'm asking, and they have friends of mine. She's in Egypt.
Okay.
What happened? She came here like a few years ago, and she come in visitor visa.
On a visitor's visa.
Right, and she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And she delivered the baby when she was here.
That's not good. I mean, it's good that she had a baby. Good. It's good that she had a baby, but it's not good that she delivered a baby while on a visitor's visa.
That's what you always said.
I'm sorry?
So what happened? No, that's what you always say.
Correct.
It's not good when you're pregnant, you deliver the baby.
Correct.
So it happened. She went back to Egypt, and she went to review the
visa?
The visa.
And she got turned down.
Exactly, that's what happened.
That's what do I know what I'm talking about? So,
yeah, of course, you know.
Right. So, she wants to be able to come back.
She want to come back. She said the child is sick and she needs to be here to go to the doctor and so on.
There's no doctors in Egypt?
There is a doctors there, but that's what she said. That's what she told him in
what's wrong with him?
She said he's sick and he needs to be
that's
here.
not, you know what? I mean, sick could be I have a sinus infection. Okay?
Right.
Right. What you need to be able to show, and God forbid this is the case, but if that's the basis that you are going to be coming back to the United States, what you need to be able to show is that whatever the medical treatment that this U.S. citizen kid needs doesn't exist in Egypt. It only exists in the United States, and you have a way of paying for all this medical procedures without really taking government assistance. That's what you're going to need to show.
And this is the only way for her to come back here, Mr. Brad.
If she's saying that her kid is sick, yes.
Yeah.
All right, but what she can do is she can have a consultation with us, even from Egypt. We do phone consultations
from
everywhere.
Egypt, right?
Even from Egypt, and we'll figure it out. Does she speak English?
Yeah, I think so. And if she's not,
you'll get a translator.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, can I have the phone number to get from Mr. Brad? Your phone number in the office?
Yeah, hold on one second. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Leave your questions on Facebook. We're going to answer 2 or 3 more questions right now on our 1-800 number, and then we're going to get to Belgium Kim. We're going to get to all of your immigration questions on YouTube. Leave those questions too. And also what everybody can do for me, for the show, for yourself, for your friends, for your family. You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. You know it. Share. Sharing is caring. And this is how you do it. Everybody, we have 230 people watching right now. If everybody shared to one person and got that one person to watch, we would be at 460 people. We would have more viewers than ever in the history of this show at one time, continuously. So please share. This is how you do it. You press a couple of buttons. You take your thumb out. You do it. I don't have to tell you how to share. Kim was telling me everybody knows how to share. Yeah, I know, but we put the graphic anyway. 1-800-529-5465. Bob in Philadelphia. Bob.
Hey, Brad, how you doing, man?
Bob, what's up?
Good. I have a question for you.
Yes.
I came here to the United States 2013 as a student.
Right.
So I first married to a U.S. citizen, but the marriage didn't work out, so we got divorced. And after 1 year, I got married to another wife, another, U.S. citizen. But we did the interview, everything, but the case still pending over 2 years. So my question is, what I should do, to resolve the problem?
Well, let me ask you this question, and I think the whole world wants to know this answer.
Okay.
Okay. That's what we're all. Are you and your wife together today? Are you living with her?
Yes.
You have a financial relationship
together
with her? Good marriage?
It's a good marriage.
Okay,
everything is good.
All right. And you haven't heard anything in 2 years? What was the deal with the first marriage? Did you file papers on the first marriage?
The first marriage we filed, but when the interview came out, so I told my lawyer, because at that time my wife, we had a problem, so she moved to my house, and
Did you show up to an interview with your first wife, or you never even bothered showing up?
No, I didn't show up because I told my lawyer to drop the case.
Based on what you tell, you don't have a criminal record, you came here legally, no other skeletons, right?
Yes, I came with the student visa, no criminal record, nothing.
So then it sounds like to me you're an approvable case. Hold on, we're going to help you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. 1-800-529-5465. Felicia in Mount Vernon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a couple questions.
Go ahead.
My father filed for me, but he wasn't following up the process. I am trying to do I-485.
When did your dad file for you?
From 2010.
From 2010? Okay.
He was approved.
Okay.
2012.
1 second, Felicia. Did you overstay your time on your visa?
No, I haven't.
You have not. Where are you
now?
No,
I have not.
So you came here when to the United States? When did you come?
Last year. This year.
This year when?
January.
Okay. You should not be filing an adjustment in February. Do you watch the show often?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you know what I say every day? If you come on a visitor's visa, you do not file any adjustment for the first 90 days, you're going to be denied. It's not my rule, it's Donald Trump's rule. Because they're going to say you lied to the government. You said you were coming to visit with the intention of getting a green card. You have to wait 90 days before you do anything. And then between that 90-day and 90-day and 180-day period that you're here, then you have to do a proper adjustment before you fall out of status. Hold on 1 second. Do not file anything. Come see me. Do not pass go. Do not do anything. What is that thing in Monopoly? Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go straight to Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-529-5465. Shanice in Palm Beach, Florida. Shanice.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. And by the way, Shanice, I don't know who was asking before, and they want to know if I had coffee in the cup. There's no coffee in the cup. It's actually just water because I'm now by myself here. I'm talking 2 straight hours, so I get dry mouth. Okay, continue.
Okay. I'm calling on behalf of a friend. She wants to file for her mom. She has a green card, so she's asking how would the process go?
There is no process. If you have a green card, you can't file for mom until you become a citizen. So the process
Pardon?
You cannot, there is no process for a green card holder to file for a mom. The green card holder has to become a citizen and then file for mom.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's see if we can find, we have some people on hold. If you stay on hold on our 1-800 number, I promise you, we will come back to you. But I know there's lots of people on Facebook. Or maybe not. I don't know. I would assume there is. Lots of people on Facebook, lots of people on YouTube who have immigration questions, and I know just the lady who's going to read them off to me. Let's find Belgium Kim. Belgium Kim. Hello. Hello. What's happening? You all dressed up today. Do you have a date?
You know what? I don't, but then when I got dressed, I started texting people like, you want to go out tonight because I look good today.
I'm saying you're looking good. I'm like, I just realized because I saw you before and I was saying, wow, maybe she has a date or something, but I didn't want to embarrass you in front of the rest of the staff, so I thought I'd embarrass you instead on Facebook Live and YouTube Live right on the air. But you're looking good. I thought maybe you got all dressed up for a date or something, like the day after Valentine's Day. Like Valentine's Day was so great for you that now the date's continuing on February 15th.
No, believe it or not, Brad, I am categorically against Valentine's Day.
Against it. Why?
As principle, just because, like, if I'm in a relationship, let's celebrate our love every day. Let's appreciate that we have each other every day. If I'm not in a relationship, I don't need a reminder of how single I am everywhere.
I understand that. And I'll tell you from my point of view, I'm against Valentine's Day because for some reason, I don't know why, but flowers all of a sudden become 3 times as expensive on February 14th as it is on February 15th.
Insane. Yeah, give me flowers on
but then the woman gets very insulted if you don't bring it on the 14th. If you say, you know what, I want to save some money. Can I buy it on the 15th? It's going to be the same exact flowers. And the answer is no.
And you'll have that for a day longer.
There's a whole fight about it. There's a whole fight about it. Can't win.
Way too much money is spent. I'm against Valentine's Day, but I'm not against looking good.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
All right. So what do we got? What's our questions? And I'll take any question and I'll take any comments that are nice.
Our first comment, which I love so much, is from a brand new viewer named Max, who said something along the lines of, I don't know how I got to this website, but now I'm hooked and I can't stop watching.
That's usually what happens. That's usually what happens. We reel you in just like this, and then we hug you, and then we never let you go, right?
Make you feel so warm inside. Yes. You're never going to want it to end.
Did you like my mime?
I do. Yeah. Especially since you're scared. It's very good of you.
Right. All right, let's go. Immigration questions.
So we've got Mark who wants to know, I've approved an I-360 and filed for the renewal of my EAD card. It's been past the processing time now. So what do I do?
Well, I-360s are taking like 18 months now. So if it's past the processing time, hopefully they're looking at your case. If not, come see me. And you can tell if they're looking at your case. Go online and see what the case status is.
We've got Nessie who says, I want to visit my relatives in the U.S., especially my eldest sister. I'm 66 years old. What are my chances of getting a visitor's visa, and what docs should I prepare?
66 is a good age to visit because usually you don't, at age 66, pack up and move to another country and look for a job. Usually at 66, you've seen it all, you've done it all, and you're staying where you are. So 66 is a lot better than being 20 and single. Okay, so 66, prove that you're leaving family behind, property behind. What are your ties? I mean, I assume if you're working a good job, maybe you're retired. Show that you're really just coming to visit and you intend to go home. But at 66. The level of scrutiny is much lower.
Rachel wants to know, my cousin was brought here when she was 2 years old, and now she's almost 29. She's got 2 children that were born here, but nobody is trying to help her get a green card or citizenship. What can she do now?
Unfortunately, that's America. Nobody goes, you got to help yourself. Okay, so I don't know what to tell her. She should be getting DACA. And if she didn't get DACA, then it's too late now. But what she should be doing, which is never too late, is to give me a call. Question is basically, how does somebody who's been here for 27 out of 29 years of their life get a green card? Let me meet with them and we'll figure it out.
Beverly wants to know, can a mother who's a citizen file for her grown child who overstayed her visit and is still in the U.S., and how long would that take to come through?
The answer is yes. It will take 7 years. You would need a provisional waiver.
Paulette says, my daughter filed for my husband who lives in Barbados. We were married before she reached 18 years old, and my daughter filed for me, and I got my green card in 2016. When should my husband expect his?
Now, I mean, it should be a year. I mean, if they filed at the same time, he should be here already. So I'm not sure what the delay is. Shouldn't take more than a year and change.
I think it's time to go see a lawyer, Paulette. Romaine wants to know, would it be a problem to resubmit?
And by the way, Jeff Bossi wants to know if it's better to be 66 and a widow than 20 and single, and to get a visitor's visa. Yes. Maybe.
Right. It depends on the context.
Depends on what the context it is. Yes. Okay.
But yes, to USCIS, much better.
Yes. Yes. All right. Continue.
Romaine is wondering, would it be a problem to resubmit an I-130 for a spouse if you previously withdrew a petition for the same person?
Well, no, you can do it again and, have a good, they're going to ask, why did you file? Why did you take it back? Why did you do it again? I mean, the most obvious reason is I got into a fight, we were breaking up, and then we got back together. I mean, I guess that's what happened, but you have to be able to document it all. There'll be questions, but it's not, so when you say, is there a problem? It's not a problem, but there'll certainly be scrutinized more.
Right. You got to make sure that you know how to answer that.
Right.
We've got Hafiz who wants to know, after my interview for an immigrant visa in Japan, Tokyo, I was requested to submit additional document, including my passport. But recently, when I did that, when I tracked my keys east on the administration process, I'd like to know, is there any chance for me to get my visa? My translator, it was a little off on that, but basically...
The answer is he went for his immigrant visa, which is his green card, and he was asked for his passport. I would say that's promising if they ask for the passport, because that means they're going to put something in your passport. I don't know what you're filing for. I don't know who filed for you. I don't know what the problem was at the embassy. But certainly if it's been weeks and you haven't heard, then that's a good time to give us a call. Let us intervene and speak to the embassy on your behalf and see what's going on.
My next question, I'm going to need your help on the translation part.
Regina says, Google to Facebook? Is this Facebook to Google Translate?
This is Facebook to Brad to English translation.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what translator I need. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So Regina says, a friend came to visit with a B1, B2 visa. She didn't know she was pregnant at the time, and then later gave birth on mass health insurance. I don't know if that's Obamacare or Massachusetts health insurance.
Maybe Mass Mutual? Isn't Mass Mutual an insurance company too?
That sounds right.
Or maybe Massachusetts State Medicaid?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
I don't know.
Or just...
But either way, giving birth on a visitor's visa is never good.
Oh, she was on a B1, B2. Is
never
that a visitor's visa?
Yeah, it is.
Never good.
Never good.
So now so the real question is the fact that she accepted this health insurance and that she gave birth, is that going to affect her now that she's married and about to go in for her interview?
No, because the health insurance was for the child, not for her, the unborn child, generally. Okay. My bigger concern is that the questions at the interview are, what was your intention when you came here? Did you come here to give birth? So, I think you're going to need to have a consultation with us before you go in and start answering questions and you stick your foot in your mouth.
Right. Is the fact that she didn't know that she was pregnant at the time, does that have any weight on what the decision might be?
Yeah, or it's possible she got pregnant when she was here and just overstayed her time for a long time.
Got it. We've got Genesis on YouTube who wants to know, how much is the cost for filing for my brother, and how much is the cost if my mother files for my brother? My brother's over 21.
It's $535 per I-130. It's faster for your mother to file than for you.
So you're not going to save any money, but you'll save some time.
Correct.
Sasha wants to know, she submitted her documents in April of 2017 to get an interview date. Her husband is filing for her, and he's also her son's father. Is something wrong with the fact that she hasn't gotten an interview date yet?
How long has it been?
It's been since April.
No.
They submitted
they submitted an adjustment in April of 2017. They should be.
Yes.
Is there something wrong? Well, something's not. I don't want to say something is right. I don't know yet. The jury's out on whether something's wrong, but certainly 8, 9 months, you should be getting an interview. You're right in that range where you should be getting the interview. And if you're not, then maybe you want to be contacting me. Not to say that something's wrong, but doesn't sound right either. We're right in that range. We have a lot of we have a lot of questions still, or what do we got?
Yeah, we probably have another 10 questions or so.
All right, so why don't we do 2 or 3 more, and then I want to get back to some people on the online here, and then I want to get to Anna Azcona, who's waiting in the wings with her story as well.
Fantastic. Marie wants to know, this is another translation situation, bear with me. Marie says that she's got an aunt in the U.S. that wants to help her live in the U.S.
Okay.
Is there anything the aunt can do to get her to stay in the U.S.? We don't know where Marie is right now.
We don't know how old she is.
We also don't know whether she's married and how old she is. Correct.
Well, I can tell you this. The aunt cannot sponsor you. I don't know. So really what her question is I'd like a green card. I've got an aunt in America. What should I do? I don't have the answer. Okay, you need a consultation.
We've got Spencer who wants to know, I've got a really simple question that I'm asking on behalf of a friend. He's at a status with his J1 student visa. When does he get a 3 or 10-year bar since his I-94 expiration date says DS?
He get unlawful presence starts when the government asks you to leave, or if you go to change your status and it's denied. If he never went to change his status on the J visa and the government never asked him to leave the United States, the 3 and 10-year bars are not applying to him. Good question.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was like. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Carm on YouTube wants to know, could you explain the EB-5 process if you invest in a regional center? Mm-hmm. And does it take 24 months? And also, am I going to have to wait in my home country until the EB-5 is approved?
The EB-5 process in the regional center, basically they're doing everything for you. There's not a lot you can do, but there are now special visas that you can come to the United States while you're waiting for your EB-5 visa. Before you go and invest in EB-5 cases, you should have your financial advisor look at these investments. So many people get ripped off, but they get a green card.
We've got Lovable, who says, does a receipt preference stating 201B INA parent of USC the right preference for an adult child?
The what?
So it's asking about a receipt preference if you're filing for an adult child, and is that correct? Is
the petitioner a resident or a citizen? Is the adult child married or unmarried? Come back to me with that information, and then I will give you an answer.
It's the same information we always need, folks.
Correct.
Can I squeeze in one more?
Okay.
Thank you, Brad. Casey wants to know, asking for a friend as well. Everyone's asking for their friend today. We got some very lovely friends.
Asking for my friend.
Super.
Right.
Oldest trick of the book. It is
the oldest trick.
So Casey has this friend whose mom filed for her and her son. She's currently in Jamaica, and the son is in the U.S. with her mom, so living with his grandmother currently, who is filing for both of them.
Wait.
And he's now over.
Who's filing for you?
So we've got mom filing for her daughter, and then the daughter's son.
Okay, fine.
So grandma filing for two generations, basically. The son right now, so grandma's grandson, is currently living with her in the U.S. while mom is in Jamaica. And the son has now overstayed. He is 15 years old.
Grandma should be bringing the son in and doing a special juvenile immigrant petition for the son. Okay, that's what grandma should be doing. And as far as waiting on mom's green card, mom will just wait on her green card. But the son should be go get guardianship. Go get a ruling by the family court judge that's not in the child's best interest to be reunited with at least one of the biological parents because of abuse, abandonment, neglect. That kid will get a green card right away.
Perfection.
All right, so let's do this, okay? We have a bunch of people who've been waiting on hold for a while. We're going to go to them, and then we got to go find Anna. And then I'm going to come back to you, Kim, with more social media. How's that?
Perfection.
Good.
I will be ready.
All right.
Are we doing this? Are
I
we
don't know.
doing
I
this?
don't even know what
now?
this
Is
means.
okay?
What does this mean anyway?
It's a hang 10, right?
hang
it's like
10?
it feels
I
like
thought
a
it's like
surfer
don't
thing.
mess with the bull, 'cause
Cool,
then
dude.
you, isn't that? Don't mess with the bull.
Yeah, that's a bull.
Oh,
that's a bull.
That's something
Yeah,
different.
mess
Okay.
with the bull. You
I
get
don't
the
know what
horns.
I don't know why I even did that. I could have went like this, peace out. I could have been okay. I don't know. I have no idea why I just did that. Honestly, that was just a weird thing that I just did. I don't know why I did that. All right, we'll come back to you. I'm like, I don't even know what this means. I'm just like, okay. All right, 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Skeleton. Is that your name? Skeleton? Skyel. Oh, I thought it said skeleton. Boy, I can't see. Skyel, how are you? In Canton, Massachusetts. Skyel? Skyel. All right. Let's go to Carrie in the Bronx. Carrie.
Hello, good night.
Hi, how are you?
My name is Carrie.
What's going on?
Yes, I would like to know, my husband, he recently came to the U.S. after having a reentry permit. He was out of the U.S. for a while, so he just came back in January. However, I have a visa and I'm in Jamaica, right?
Right.
So when I go back to Jamaica, I would like to know if I could. I have 1 year left on my visa, right? What's the filing process? Can I come here for the 5 months and allow him to file for me?
No. He should file for you now. It takes about 18 months, and he's not going to become a citizen because he had the reentry permit. So let him file the I-130. It's about 18-month wait. You'll get your green card.
All right, but can I come? Can I still travel to the U.S. after he put in the document?
I'll be honest with you. After he puts in the documents, you've shown an immigrant intent. If they are aware that he put in the documents at the airport, they have the right to turn you back and deport you.
Another thing, I had a son here back in 2009.
Another
So
reason
how
why
would
you
that
should,
affect?
well, if you can't, it may affect for misrepresentation issues on what your intent was coming up on a visitor's visa. What I would suggest you do, Carrie, is hold on. You're going to need a consultation. Definitely. All right? So hold on. Let's go to Nene in Brooklyn. Nene.
Hi, good night.
Hey, how are
Dad.
you? What's up?
I have a question for you, right?
Yeah.
In October of last year, me and my husband come to spend holiday and go back home.
Where you from?
But Jamaica.
Okay.
But unfortunately, this guy died in Jamaica, and since then, a guy in my community got killed in Jamaica, and my husband's phone has been flooded with threats and texts saying what is going to happen to him, whatever.
Why does your husband have to do with this guy getting killed in Jamaica? What happened?
Because my husband's brother died in Jamaica in 2016 December.
Your husband's brother died in Jamaica?
Right, in 2016 December.
Is this like a gang war? What's going on here?
Right, yes. It's like a gang war.
All right.
Right,
So
something like that.
Right, so now you're scared to go back.
No, we are scared to go back, and my husband is thinking of seeking asylum. But last week, Thursday, my little brother died in a car crash, and I am devastated, and I want to go back. But my husband is scared for me to go back. But what do you think?
I don't know what's going on in Jamaica. How could I tell you? You know, I mean, you're asking me, is it safe for you to go back? I don't know.
No, no. The question I should ask you is this. I have until March of this year to go for the 6 months up that they stamp in the visa, okay? But I am scared to go back and then come back to reconcile with my husband because I don't know if immigration will have a problem for me to spend 4 months in the country.
Of course they will. I think you need a consultation too so we can figure out what's your best bet to go here. Okay?
Okay.
And quite frankly, if you go back to Jamaica, it really puts into question your husband's claim that everyone's life is in danger.
No, it was more like his life is in danger.
All right. Hold on, though. Okay?
Okay.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. Please leave your questions on Facebook. Please share this. Sharing is caring. Wow, let's watch this. I love this video. I don't know why. Let's watch the Sharing is Caring video and teaches you how to share. Put it on your friend's timeline. Put it on your family member's timeline. Put it on the guy from high school's timeline. Put it on the ladies from high school's timeline you haven't seen the person from college, your neighbor you haven't seen in 30 years, put it on their timeline. You never know who needs immigration help. And the number to call to get on our show is 1-800-529-5465. And of course, also leave your questions on Facebook, because we're going to come back to Belgium Kim in a few minutes to finish up our show. But in the meantime, Ana Azcona met up with Felix Mejia. He's a comedian. He is a social influencer on all sorts of social networks. He also is going to share with us his American dream. Let's meet up with Ana Azcona.
Hey friends from the Bread and Squeeze Show, I'm Ana Azcona. Today I'll be talking to Felix Mejia, who's an influencer from Miami. Thank you for joining us, Felix.
For the invitation.
What made you want to be an influencer?
I always liked the entertainment part. And to be actually an influencer, it was more like the invitation that I got from a friend. He's a big influencer. And he was like, yo, we should do a video. And I was like, okay, I just got the invitation. At the moment, I didn't think it was going to be something bigger. I like it, and then I was like, whoa, can we do another one? And another one. And then when all my videos with my friend got on Facebook like 55 million views. That's what the point, I was like, okay, I need to take this serious, because this is big.
¿Y tú para dónde vas? Yo voy para una fiesta con Félix. ¿Y esa fiesta dónde es? Eso es en Félix sabe. ¡Félix! ¿A dónde queda la fiesta?
¿Qué fiesta?
No vas. Tú siempre.
Si tú sabes cómo yo soy, ¿para qué tú me preguntas?
So let's go into your immigration story.
Wow.
I know you're Dominican. We're both Dominican. Our audience are mainly Jamaican, so we're Caribbean.
I love
Caribbean.
the Jamaican people. I love the Jamaican food.
So can you tell us what made your family migrate from Dominican Republic to the States?
Well, the main reason my dad actually decided, my grandmother was the one that, decided like, oh, I'm here, I'm gonna bring everybody, I want my family to be in a better place, because, Dominican Republic right now is like a little hard situation,
No, of course.
Everything's hard. And my dad wanted us, I was already 19, my sister were like 9, 7, 10, they were really, really young. So he wanted them to have like a better education, learn another language.
What was your process arriving to the States?
Well, the process, I cannot say it was like a hard process, but I got here, because of my grandmother. My mom, she had to get married to be able to come here, because I was coming. She knew I was coming to the United States. She was like, I'm not gonna, stay by myself. So, she got to get married, this was like a long process for her, getting married to a dude. She was like, no, not really. Everything, because she didn't want to, be without. Yeah. And then me coming here, I went to my mom. I was not a citizen when I got here, so it was like my green card.
And how did you get your green card?
Because my grandmother, when she sponsored me, back in like 1999, and we got it like in 2010. So it was like a long way.
Wow.
Yes.
So when you migrated from the Dominican Republic, you came to Miami with your father, or to Boston with your mother?
I went to Boston with my mother.
To Boston, from warm weather to cold weather.
I was there for 3 years, and I was like, okay, mommy, let's go back to Miami.
Oye, pásame esa sal que está ahí, el favor.
¿Esa sal? Pero cógela tú.
Tú estás ahí mismo. Pero estás ahí mismo.
Está bien.
Where do you see yourself in the next couple years?
My goal would start being like a big movie actor, because I like the acting part. That's in this part, I would say movies, series, that would be my goal in this part. And in the business part, I would say keep growing my company, so we could be better. I think those are my goals for the next 5 years.
And for those watching, what advice can you give to them, those that are in search of the American dream, those that are still in the process of getting their green card, their citizenship? What advice can you give to them as someone who migrated to the United States?
Don't be afraid to try. Knock doors, ask people for help. Do your best, and then keep working.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Felix.
Thank you for having me.
Can you please give a shout out to the Brad and Squeeze Show?
I got it. I just gonna give a big shout out and thank you, Brad and Squeeze Show, for having me, Anna. And then, yeah, we got it.
Let's take over.
All right, Felix Mejia, comedian, social influencer, American Dream, and of course, Anna Escono. Great job as always. Our own little Jilly, our executive producer, is going to be down in Miami this weekend. Hopefully, she can meet up. Maybe you can even take do a little selfie video with Anna. We'll put up on the show when we come back next week. 1-800-529-5465. Let's see if Skyel is available now. Skyel.
Yes, hi. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I have a question. My friend's husband was up for deportation in 2010.
Right.
And on his way to Haiti, the earthquake happened.
Right.
So they had to resend him back. So he got married and had the kids and bought a home. January 2nd, ICE picked him up, and now he's on his way to Haiti. His wife is a U.S. citizen.
Why was he originally deported? What happened?
He came here in 94 with his green card, but he got a drug charge, and I guess he pleaded guilty.
Drug charge, you're going to get deported on that one.
Is he going to be able to come back?
No. Not under the current laws.
Never?
Not under the current laws, no. Unfortunately.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Oh.
Terrible situation.
Wow.
You make one mistake. And you know what's really sick is you can go take a gun, okay, and shoot up some place and get a waiver for that. And if you got a bag of weed in your pocket because you want to smoke some weed because it just calms you down and you get arrested for that, you can never get a green card.
Wow. See, their hopes was on you because I had referred my friend to you, and you got him out of deportation.
Well, I'm happy to look at the case. When I hear drugs and the person never got a green card, it makes me...
No, he had a green card. His green card was revoked.
Well, that's a different story.
Because of that.
Okay, that's a different story. Then he should definitely come. If he's in detention right now, or he went back to Haiti already?
He's from Maine, so they ship him to Louisiana, Nashville, Florida.
Okay.
So I think from Florida he's going to go to Haiti.
Whoever's in charge of this man, meaning the wife or whoever's going to take control of this case, needs to have a consultation with us tomorrow. Let's take a look at this. Okay?
Even if she lives in Maine?
Even if you live in Maine. We do it over the phone.
Okay.
Hold on. All right, let's go to Kiana in Hollywood, Florida. Kiana. Oh, it's Rihanna.
Hello.
It's not the real
Hello.
Rihanna. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What?
I just have a question for you.
Yes, Rihanna.
I'm a Jamaican. I'm currently in Florida at the moment.
Right.
Is it okay for me to get married while I'm legal, or I have to wait until my 6 months is up?
No, you have to wait at least 90 days. When did you come to the United States?
90 days?
Yes. When did you come to the United States?
I came here on November.
November what?
Last year, November the 1st.
November 1st? So November, December, Jan. You can get married tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yep, and file your papers. Past 90 days.
Okay,
hold
thank
on,
you.
we can help you.
What about my son? How would I go about filing for him when I get married?
Where's your son?
He's in Jamaica at the moment.
He's in Jamaica at the moment. Then your husband would file an adjustment for you, and he would file a separate I-130 for your son. Your son will come up in about a year with his green card.
In a year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Hold on,
I really
I can help
appreciate
you all the way from Florida. I promise you. Hold on one second. All right, Rihanna?
No problem.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Rihanna in Hollywood, Florida. We're going to go to Beyonce in Los Angeles. No, we're not going to Beyonce. We're going to Susan in the Bronx. Susan. 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 I don't know what happened to Susan. All right, so this is what we're going to do now. We're going to come back to Belgium Kim. Please leave your questions on Facebook. We're going to get to her in about 10 minutes. The other day, for the real diehard Brad Squad people who stayed with us when we got shut off, I don't know if people remember this, we got shut off of We got shut off of Facebook on our Facebook page because we showed something from the Olympics we apparently were not allowed to show. So then we rebroadcast from a different page. We didn't have a lot of people watch us that day because of all the technical difficulties. I had talked with a gentleman by the name of Enrique Morones, who I thought it was really important to play this all over again. Only a few people saw it. If you did see it, it's worth seeing again. Stay with us. But for the majority of people watching, they never saw this. Enrique Morones is the founder and director of Border Angels, and he was with us by phone to discuss the problems. What Border Angels does is they take water bottles and they leave it along the border fences between Mexico and the United States, so people who come across the border without inspection can get a drink of water so they don't literally die out in the heat and get dehydrated. And now what the Border Patrol is doing is they're literally kicking the water and dumping the water out to basically people who cross the border, making it more dangerous, making deaths more likely, dehydration, people getting sick. So we had Enrique Morones on. I thought it was really important to show when we have a bigger audience. We didn't have a big audience that day because of the whole Olympic fiasco thing. We showed the woman doing the triple Lindy 3 times. It's not the triple Lindy. That's Rodney Dangerfield from back. That's Rodney Dangerfield from Back to School. Triple axles 3 times, and apparently we're not allowed to show that. So we learned our lesson. So not too many people saw Enrique. So I want to show Enrique again. And then when Enrique is done, we're going to come back. Hopefully Susan from the Bronx. We have some other calls as well. And of course, we're going to get back to Belgium Kim with all your final answers from Facebook and YouTube. Let's watch Enrique. He was with us previously, Enrique Morones. He's the founder and director of Border Angels. It's an all-volunteer, non-for-profit organization that advocates for human rights, humane immigration reform, and social justice, with special focus on the U.S.-Mexican border. Enrique, can you expand a little bit about this?
Sure. Well, I'm glad to be back. For 20 years now, we've been putting water out in the desert. So as migrants are crossing, the only way they can, because they don't get, there's no visas for them. Right. They don't qualify for visas.
Right.
So they risk their lives crossing through the desert. They cannot carry enough water, and sadly, people die on a regular basis. 11,000 people have died since the wall was originally put up in 1994. So we started putting water out there to save people's lives, and thanks to Border Angels and other groups, we know we saved a lot of lives, and we continue to do that today, especially after the hate messages and the hate direction that the country is going in because of Trump. So we've been very, very active out there, and we continue to put water out there today.
Well, I think it's a great organization because it has nothing to do with helping to bring people here illegally. It's about saving lives and being humane about it. Recently, there was a group, No More Deaths, based in Tucson, Arizona. They had posted a video of Border Patrol agents literally destroying water that you may have or similar groups may have put out there to help immigrants who are crossing over. What do you have to say about this and what's going on with all of this?
Sure. So No More Deaths is, in my opinion, the best organization that puts water out there. They started maybe about 12 or 14 years ago. They asked me to go to Tucson to show them how we did it because, we had been around for a long time.
Right.
So they do a similar thing. They go out there and they put gallons of water so as people are crossing, they don't die. And normally you don't see the people. You just leave the water. So they were suspecting that there was something going on with their water containers, like ours. Somebody's slashing them, cutting them open with knives, and they didn't know who it was.
Uh-huh.
They suspected it might be Border Patrol, but they put some motion-activated cameras so nobody would know the cameras were there. So as the people would approach the water, they could take a picture of them, whether it was somebody getting a water or whether it was somebody that was damaging the water bottle. And that's when they caught in action the Border Patrol slashing open the water bottles, kicking over the water bottles. A few of the agents were doing that, which is absolutely horrific because when you or I say we're dying of thirst, it's just an expression.
Right.
The people that drink this water really are dying of thirst.
You're 100%.
They have the water empty because, that's a horrific situation.
It is a horrific. And now the video that we just saw, this was video taken by the secret camera that was left out by the No More Deaths organization. Is that correct?
That is correct. And that's actually old video. The reason they put it out again was because once again they've seen an increase in water bottles being sabotaged, as we have out here in California also.
Now there are some people have been arrested for leaving water out to help migrants who are crossing over the border. Can you tell us about those arrests and why were they arrested? What was the crime that they committed?
Apparently, in Arizona, there's some people that think that providing humanitarian aid is a crime. Of course, that is not a crime. But there was a professor from Arizona State University that was arrested, and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. They've done this there before. Before there was 2 students that had been arrested and detained for a while.
Who actually arrested them?
It was under the auspices of Customs and Border Patrol, whether it was ICE or the Border Patrol. They said he was providing aid to an undocumented person or persons, and putting water out there and serving water or leaving food. That is not a crime. He was not bringing the people across the border or anything like that, and it's just outrageous.
Not only did he not bring people across the border, he didn't speak to anybody ahead of time and say, hey, when you cross the border and you go to this coordinate, here's the water. Okay, he was literally just leaving water out in the fields for anybody. It could have been in America. It could be anybody. I mean, my argument was anybody could drink the water. It doesn't have to necessarily be a migrant. Maybe I'm leaving it for Border Patrol. What do you see in terms of people coming across the border?
Well, it's not because of Trump. For the last 5.5 years, there's been a 40% decline in unauthorized migrants. Migrants are crossing a lot less because they're finding more work in Mexico.
Right.
They'd rather not come over here. So it's not because of Trump. It's because the economy is better elsewhere. However, people are still crossing. People are still crossing, and people are still dying. And what happens is that because of Trump, now this is where Trump comes in, because of Trump, people that like to practice hate are doing it more often, whether it's law enforcement, like the case of the splash water bottles, or whether it's hate groups, like what we saw in Virginia or saw in San Diego this past weekend. That is a dramatic increase because of Trump's words. That leads to hate action.
And I agree with you because he makes the political discourse in America accept some of this type of language and hate speech. Tell us about what happened this past weekend. It was in Chicano Park. What happened there?
Chicano Park is an iconic park here in San Diego. It's the heart of the Mexican community. Beautiful murals. Families go there. They bring their children, Aztec dancers, and things like that. Mm-hmm. Well, for the second time, because of the beautiful murals, the right-wing radio shows here did a call-out for people to go to Chicano Park, people that like to practice racism and hate,
right,
to cause trouble there, to actually cause trouble. That's the message. About 25 neo-Nazis showed up.
Right.
We had about 800 people. We were 800 people there, and they went there to chant and scream and say these very racist types of things. And we resisted by not, saying the same thing, but by just showing that we're there, that we love Chicano Park, that we love, whoever we are. But we also love this country. That's one of the beautiful things about this country is the diversity. They're saying that, there should be only American flags and only white people and things like that. Well, 25 people with racist intentions go to Chicano Park to cause trouble. At Friendship Park, which is what I talked about last time,
right,
where we had an agreement with children to have their parents, now they're not even letting 25 people go there.
So tell us what Friendship Park is for those who didn't see you on our show last time.
Friendship Park is where the wall started in 1994 between San Diego and Tijuana. You have the Pacific Ocean right there. There's a park. There's a park right by the ocean there, and it's called Friendship Park, thanks to First Lady Pat Nixon. Back in 1971, she said, may this park never have a wall and people can come and celebrate and so forth. Well, in 1994, when they started building the wall, that split up Friendship Park. Families go there from both sides of the wall there to see each other. They haven't seen each other in 10, 15 years. They can go up to the wall, see each other, barely touch their fingertips. We were able to negotiate it, Border Angels and some other people, to have that park open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 2. There was groups of 25 people that would show up, and when we would do activities, etc. Well, as of last Saturday, the same day that the racist people were at Chicano Park, they changed the policies at Friendship Park.
Who changed this policy? Who is responsible for changing this policy?
The Friendship Park policy was changed by the new Border Patrol chief, Rodney Scott. They say it's a security concern. And we're saying, wait a minute, you have 2,000 miles of wall, and that one place where the families meet, you're saying that is a security concern?
Now, let me ask you a question. Is anybody doing anything in the courts to try to rectify this?
I would definitely challenge it.
I would challenge it, too. I agree with you. Any last words before we get back to trying to help immigrants who are already here in the United States?
Absolutely, that we shall overcome. We shall overcome. that even in the darkest moments of our history, a bright light will appear. And that bright light right now is so bright, and it's the dreamers.
Yes.
We got to make sure that we keep these dreamers here, that they continue DACA, and they have a clean DREAM Act. Then let these 800,000 people be able to stay in this country without fear.
I agree. Well, thank you. Your work is very commendable. Keep up the great work, and hopefully we'll speak with you soon here on the Brad and Squeeze Show.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Enrique.
Love overcomes hate.
Yeah,
thank you.
I
Bye-bye.
agree. All right. Love does overcome hate. Enrique Morones. I thought it was really important to play that again. I think he's a really smart guy. Very intelligent, knows exactly what's going on with immigration, and certainly is a fabulous humanitarian. 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call to get your immigration questions. Let's see if we can find Susan. Susan.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I wanted to find out if your sibling files, how long would it take before you were able to get a work permit or even a Social Security?
If your sibling, you mean your brother or sister files for you, you're waiting 15 years for a green card. You're not getting anything anytime soon.
Yes, if your brother or sister files for you.
Your brother files for you or your sister files for you, you're filing an I-130 visa petition, you're getting put on a waiting list for 15 years. When people get their work permits, it's from filing an adjustment application, not from filing an application by a relative or by an employer. It's when you file the adjustment, that's when you get the work permit. The adjustment is filed when you become eligible for the green card, but you don't become eligible for a green card through a brother or sister for 15 years. So nothing's happening too fast on that one.
What are your recommendations for a sibling?
I'm sorry?
What are your recommendations for a sibling?
What are my recommendations? Well, I think the question is, what's the recommendation? What's the quickest way to get a green card? Brother, sister is the slowest way to get a green card. But if that's your only option, you got nothing else going for you, having your brother or sister file for you is certainly better than doing nothing. Because if you do nothing, nothing will ever happen. The real question is how can I get my green card as fast as I can? How can I become legal? I want to do the right thing. And that answer, unfortunately, I don't have for you on this show. Hopefully, if we meet, we can figure something out. I don't have the answers for everybody at the moment they call on how to get a green card, because the reason is we have to sit down. It's not and talk and discuss, and I ask questions and I probe and you know, in the give and take of back and forth, sometimes or many times I figure something out for you. So hold on one second, okay?
Okay. All right.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. Dawn in Boston, Massachusetts. Dawn.
Hi, Brad. Good night.
Good night. What's up?
Okay. I have a question.
Right.
I live in Boston. I'm a green card holder. I'll be here for 5 years, November this year.
Okay.
But my daughter, she came up here when she was like almost 18 years old. She had a baby here, went back to Jamaica. I filed papers for her when she was 19 years old, and she's on the adult 21 years and older category right now.
Right.
When she reaches her priority date, or when they start processing for her to, you know, bring the file up again.
Is the baby going to be an issue? It absolutely will be an issue.
Okay. Will she not get?
Well, you can only be denied for misrepresentation. So it depends. In other words, if the facts of the case are that she was 8.5 months pregnant when she came here, and she knew she was giving birth when she came here, and she hid the fact that she was pregnant when she came here, that's problematic. If, on the other hand, perhaps she was 4 or 5 months pregnant and she can prove that she ran into complications and she never really had the intention of I'm just making stuff up, I don't know. And she never had the intention of staying, but because of the complications or whatever the case may be, the doctor says it's best not to get on a plane, to go home. So she was kind of stuck and ended up having the baby here. That's not necessarily misrepresentation. Still, they'll deny you the visitor's visa again, but that's not necessarily misrepresentation for a denial for a green card. So it's very fact specific for the green card. So hold on one second, okay? And let's see I think we would need to have a consultation and then figure it out from there. All right?
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. And by the way, you're in Massachusetts, and this goes for everybody in the United States and around the world. We do phone consultations from everywhere. So just because you're not in the New York area doesn't mean we can't help you. Okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on. All right, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Quick programming note, and it was just actually coincidental, that we've had, this enormous change in our show that is now the Brad show, not Brad and Squeeze anymore. And it was just actually absolutely coincidental, but we were all planning on taking a vacation for the Washington President's Weekend. So the programming for everybody, and I should have announced this at the beginning, I apologize. The programming will be that tomorrow we are off because I am going to Florida. Hello, Florida. I'm coming. Jilly's going to Florida. Monday, we're off for President's Day, although my law office is open. You can always come in and see some of the other lawyers. I will be returning from Florida on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, we will start back up the Brad Show again. So Friday, Monday, Tuesday, no show. Wednesday, we'll be back live again. I apologize. I should have announced that earlier, but I am not perfect. And by the way, the funny thing is, I was just talking to Jill, and I was like, what a great time to take a vacation. We're making big changes here in our show, and unfortunately, that's when we all planned it well in advance. So, is what it is. We're going to see you back on Wednesday. We're not done with our show yet. I just wanted to give the programming note. I'm actually going to Walt Disney World. So if anybody is in Walt Disney World, you can come over and say hello to me. I am taking my kids to see Mickey Mouse. And that is what I will be doing over the President's Day weekend. But we will be back on Wednesday. 1-800-529-54. Jeff Bossi, 5 days, you will not go insane. 1-800-529. What's the name of the show we're watching? It's in the right-hand corner. As of the moment, we're calling it The Brad Show. I don't know. Maybe we'll call it something different by Wednesday. But, in the 24 hours that we had to think about what we're going to call this show, the greatest creative minds of our generation got together, and the best we can come up with was The Brad Show. Now, maybe by Wednesday it'll be something different. But right now, we're sticking with The Brad Show. Maybe every week we'll change the name of the show. Who knows? But that's what it is at this moment. 1-800-529-5465. What don't I understand, Stacy and Hodge? Yes, I'm going to be in Orlando. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm missing the feed somewhere. Brad and the Family Show. That's what Lisa Bling says. Carol just says call it The Family Show. Tamika could care less what it's called. She's just telling everybody she's going to be in New Jersey. Jeff Bossi also doesn't care what it's called. He just says don't get fleas from Goofy. And Vikisha says, then I'm gone. I'm going back to my bored life. 1-800-529-5465. I will miss everybody, of course. 1-800-529. No, I am not going back. Dawn Harriet, don't go back. No, we never go backwards here. It's full forward ahead. We are not going back to Lawlink, I can tell you that. She was watching the show for years and years. Because it was originally, when I first got on the radio, it was originally Immigration Link. Then we changed it to Law Link. Then we changed it to Brad and Squeeze, and now it's just Brad. This is the way that it works. 1-800 Marge Higgs. Why the Brad Show? Let me tell you why. 49 years ago, a woman by the name of Marianne gave birth to me and called me Brad. So that's what I've been called for the last 49 years. Why not the Brad Show? 1-800-529-5465. As far as Jacqueline Sharifa, Jacqueline wants to know where my cohort is. We've run that already. We're moving on. Go watch the beginning of the show. I gave a whole explanation. All right, so Jeff says, bring it to the finish line, Brad. Let's find. You know who has to bring it to the finish line? I got to hold hands to bring it to the finish line. Kim, Belgium Kim, can you hold my hand to bring this thing to the finish line? Hello, let's go. Can you imagine? Me and Kim kind of skipping down? All right.
Like in slow mo, the Chariots of Fire theme.
Yes, exactly. Dun 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 dun. You know, I'm like, you know.
We're all winded right before
Yeah,
we cross
yes.
it.
I'm like, I can't answer anymore. I can't run anymore. All right. We can't do the chat. We can't do it anyway because they would kick us off Facebook. All right.
No,
you can't copy anything anymore these days. They take all the fun out of this stuff. Facebook. You can't copy anything.
We could get real creative if
Yeah.
we were allowed to do everything.
Exactly. If only we could copy everything.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Let's go. What do we got? We have a lot of questions.
We do have a lot of questions.
All right, let's go, because we only have about 10 minutes, so let's try to get through as many as we can.
Okay. One of the first comments we have is from Deborah, who says, Brad needs a Jamaican girl. My sister is available.
Send pictures. With fully clothed. Don't send me any like naked pictures. I don't want to see that.
And Vakisha Taylor, when we were talking earlier, also said her brother is single. Kim, come down to Jamaica for a date.
Oh, like everybody's setting us up.
Matchmaker today.
I'm gonna tell you something. If we go down to Jamaica, Kim, we could, you know,
party it up.
Right. Kim and I, we're single and ready to mingle. All right.
Hey, the two of us cover the whole island.
Yes. All right, let's go. What do we got?
Anne
What else?
wants to know.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know. I'm still blushing about people want to set me up.
Now they're trying to play matchmaker. Yeah. We've got Anne, who says, what if you have a J1 student visa, which lasts 4 months, and the college that you're attending is extending your time for another 6 months? Do you go back home and get a visa extension, or can you
Just stay right here. Just stay right here. You don't have to go home. You get your status extended here, and you only need a visa if you need to travel back and forth. So when you're ready to travel, you go home and get the new visa, but you don't have to stay here. You can stay here and do it all here.
Sharon is wondering that her friend is a U.S. citizen. Her friend's daughter came on a visa and then gave birth. Can U.S. citizens...
This is happening on a regular basis here.
Don't give birth on a visitor's visa, you guys!
Yes. I mean, you're certainly helping your unborn child because you've made your unborn child a U.S. citizen. Certainly very helpful to the unborn child, being a good mom, but ain't helping you. Hurting you.
So is mom still going to be able to file for her daughter, or is she...
I just answered that question before. If you remember, I said it depends. Yes, go file. Doesn't hurt to file. But it's very fact specific on, you know, was there a misrepresentation or not. And by the way, you can get a waiver for misrepresentation.
We've got Faye, who wants to know, I'm a citizen and I have a portion, I have petitioned for my children, but I don't know when it's going to come through. Any ideas?
Say that again?
Faye is a citizen and she's petitioned for her children, but she has no idea when it's going to come through.
When did she petition for the children?
I gave you every bit of information.
It's 7-year wait, so count less 7 years whenever you started the case. Faye.
Chandra wonders, how do you apply for a work permit on a visitor's visa?
You don't apply for a work permit on a visitor's visa. You have to apply for a green card, be eligible to adjust, and get a work permit. So come in and let's figure out how to get a green card.
Desiree is wondering, is it possible to get a work visa to go on a farm work program if I'm being filed for in the US by my mother? She filed for me starting in 2013, and how long is that filing going to take?
If you're in the United States, you've overstayed your time, you're not going to go home and get a work visa to go work on a farm. You're going to get stuck back home. And if your mom filed for you, they're not going to give you the work visa because they're going to say you have an immigrant intent. So she filed in 2013, you got 2 more years of waiting.
Natalie on YouTube says, what if my cousin can't locate her I-94 form? She entered legally, used her passport, has the date of arrival. Can she submit her medical and her affidavit of support after she filed the adjustment of status?
Those are 2 different questions. If you don't have if you don't have the I-94 and you have a copy of the visa and the stamp in your passport, that's good enough. Submit a copy of that. You can submit your affidavit of support after you file your adjustment, but your adjustment's going nowhere. You're not getting your work permit. You're getting nothing. So you're basically wasting your time. File it all at one time. The medical you may want to hold off on because the medical is only good for 1 year. So some people would say hold off on it. I say file because your interview should be before 1 year.
Ashley says, my Jamaican friend is on a visiting visa and she wants to get married to her boyfriend who's a U.S. citizen, but she wants to know if it's best to get married while she's legal in the country on her visitor's visa, or should she wait until she's overstayed?
No,
and at what point after...
Why would you wait till you overstay? Wait 90 days, then get married, then file.
And then how soon after she gets filed for and is married can she start filing for her son?
Same day.
Tracy says, I have a friend who wants to know if her mother applied for her and her 2 unmarried children. The priority date is March 22nd of 2012. She wants to know how much longer do they have to wait?
About a year to 2 years, hopefully closer to a year.
Tanisha wants to know, my I-485 was approved on November 1st. So how much longer do I have to wait for my green card interview? My son is in Jamaica.
Wait a second. Your I-45 was approved. That means you have a green card. You don't need an interview. So I think what she's saying is her I-45 was filed.
She got maybe like a receipt notice of some sort.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
You're waiting till the summer. Correct, Kim. Good
so
Google
her,
there, Kim. Google
I know, right?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
getting immigration
Yes.
savvy over here. Elaine is wondering, I've got a question regarding my friend. Everyone is asking for their friend today. We have very good friends.
Yes, I forgot who it was. Maybe it was Denisha who was complaining before. That somebody was complaining before. I forgot who it was.
We had some light drama. Because somebody was like, I'm asking for a friend, blah, blah, blah.
And then Denisha was like, I'm tired of this friend crap. I'm tired of this friend crap. Maybe it is their friend, Denisha. I don't know.
The original question asker said, excuse me, my friend is at work.
Yeah.
And everyone apologized and they made up, and that's why I love the Brad Show.
Okay, good.
Elaine wants to know for her friend.
Who's at work?
Her friend is with who is probably also at work.
Right.
Her friend is currently with an American man. He gets support from the government for housing. Can he file for her green card?
He can, but they will look at the totality of circumstances. Hopefully he makes a good income.
We've got Ann who says, can you travel on your J1 visa, as in go home for a funeral and then come right back to the U.S.?
As long as it's a valid J1 visa and you're still in the program, sure.
Neater wants to know, can a citizen marry a person visiting with their visa?
Yes, after 90 days.
Richie says, can a green card holder
Are they
file?
saying or asking? Richie's asking, right?
Asking.
Yes.
Yes. We've got
sorry to be such a picky person. I apologize.
No, your pickiness is what makes you a fine, fantastic lawyer, Brad.
Thank you. So Sammy is asking.
So say C-E-Y, how would you say that, Brad?
C-A. Say or C-A? Say? Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Say.
Yeah.
Wants to know, my friend's husband was scheduled for deportation back in 2010, and then the earthquake happened. I'm assuming this is a Haitian husband.
Correct.
And then the earthquake happened, so they allowed him to stay. Now, 8 years later, after getting married and having children, he was picked up
with the drugs. We spoke to her on.
That's what.
Right, we spoke to her on the phone, and he's in Louisiana or Florida, and they need to have a consultation with us tomorrow.
Jeff Bosey wants to know, how long till I can file my R2D2 and get my provisional waiver for my C3PO?
Only Darth Vader knows that one. Next.
Artie says, my cousin submitted an I-485 and she wants to know how long she's going to have to wait from immigration. She's here in New York on a B1, B2. Is there anything you guys can do to help?
Say that again. I was still thinking about R2D2. And you know what I had one through my head? I said, would have been funnier if I said, I don't know, how fast does the Millennial Falcon run? I mean, I was thinking of like other funnier things that I could have.
That would have been
a little funnier.
True.
That's not that funny. It was funnier in my head, and then when I said it, I'm like, that wasn't that funny either. Okay.
Do you feel vindicated though a little bit?
Yeah, no. Let's go back. We had our Star Wars moment. Okay, let's go.
Artie says, my cousin submitted an I-485 and she wants to know how long she's going to have to wait from immigration. She's currently here in New York on a B1, B2. Is there anything that we can do to expedite the process?
I can't expedite it, but I can make sure it was done right. So she's in New York. Tell her to come see us.
Siobhan says, if a green card holder files for you and everything is completed and you're waiting on your appointment date, but you're about to be 21 in just 3 months, what are your options?
As long as the adjustment in the I-130 was filed before you're 21, I assume it's through a parent, you're fine.
Lovable gave us a little bit more info this time around. She had asked the receipt preference stating, like, what do you pick on the form, the 201B INA parent of a U.S. citizen? Is that the right preference for an adult child? The child is unmarried and the parent is a citizen.
So what is the question now?
Does a receipt preference stating 201B INA parent of USC the right preference for an adult child?
I'm
thinking thin on.
Well, I know 201 is the section that does the processing.
Right.
I mean, in terms of the preference category. Wow. You're asking me to look up actual INA sections. I don't know, but it's the F1 category. It should say unmarried son or daughter of U.S. citizen in the little box on the right. That's what it should say. Okay, but it is section 201. I don't know if it's 2B, 2C, 2D. I'm not sure.
Cheryl says, if my mom filed for her unmarried adult children in Jamaica in 2011, how much longer is the wait?
2000, what month?
2011, we don't have a month.
And this is unmarried?
Unmarried.
They're up to March 15th, 2011.
Glorious. We've got Stacy Ann who says, for green card under extraordinary ability, how long should the education program be? And can someone have more than one petition for a green card under a different category for themselves? So family sponsorship, employment sponsorship, can you
you can do multiple
put your
cases.
eggs in many
baskets? You can do multiple cases, yes.
And she also wanted to know, if you're filing extraordinary ability, how long should your education program have been? So I'm assuming how many years of college should you have done?
You have to show you're the best in your field. Education is only one component of it. Obviously, the more education you have, the more likely it is to show you're the best in your field. There's lots of people who have extraordinary ability who never went to college. Depends what you're doing.
Niu wants to know, if I've never heard from my asylum case for almost 3 years now, but still have a work permit that I've been able to renew, and every time I check my case status online, it says that my number is invalid, what do you suggest I do?
Come see me, but it's about a 4.5-year backlog right now.
Janine says, what are the procedures in removing conditions off your green card? If your wife only filed the taxes 1 year with you, is that going to be a problem?
Yes, because you got to prove you're in a financial relationship with your spouse as well as living together. Problematic.
Donna wants to know, can you file for someone if I get Social Security?
Yep. You may need an affidavit of support from a second person, but the answer is yes, you can.
Perfect. And then finally, we have Evelyn who says, can a visitor divorce here and how long does it take?
A visitor cannot divorce in New York unless the spouse is living in New York or the marriage occurred in New York. Other than that, you got to be here for 2 years and then you're going to overstay your time. I can just tell you what the laws are of New York. I know Las Vegas, I think it's 6 weeks you can be there. So it depends where you go.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah, we talked about that, like Elvis.
We did.
You know, right? All right. Belgium Kim, wonderful job as always. Thank you. We have 2 people on hold. I did promise that we would get to everybody.
You did.
Let's do those 2 people on hold, and then we're going to say arrivederci, okay? Let's go to Kim in Hartford, Connecticut. Kim.
Hi. I wanted to find out, right, if my mom was arrested in Florida 21 years ago. She only served 1 year, and she went back home. I'm not a citizen. I wanted to find out if I could file for her.
What was she arrested for?
Marijuana. I think it was like 1 pound or something like that.
You're not going to be able to because it's more than 30 grams. If it was any other
Okay.
crime, the answer would have been yes. But unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Raymond in Los Angeles or Louisiana. Huma, Louisiana. Raymond.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
I'm here too. What's up?
Sir, I have a question, sir, because I'm holding a B1 OCS visa, and we work here for almost 10 years. You think I can get a green card visa if...
You're asking how do you get a green card? You're here on a visitor's visa. You've overstayed and you're working out of status for 10 years. I'm not sure. I don't know what you do. I don't know what else you got going here. I don't know what family you have. Your question is, I need a green card. What should I do? And so I'm going to tell you to hold on and make a consultation with me. That's what you need to do. All right. So, folks, there you have it. Again, quick programming note. I will be with Mickey Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Me and Mickey Mouse. I will be back live on Wednesday. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for staying. I love everybody who watches this show. I want to help as many people as we can. Have a great weekend. Have a great President's Day weekend. Everybody, please stay safe. And we're going to see you back live on Wednesday evening next week. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?